left position of Silphid, we have Rumeith, okay, playing under his Korean ID. And in the top center position, we've got StarAtt from Taiwan, I think it was. So you're gonna excuse me for a couple of minutes, we're just gonna keep observing the game. And then we're gonna run the whole thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. 1 second. Okay, there we are back again here. So, hatch, gas pool, looks like StarCraft 2 build to me. Rumeith playing as the Zerg from Brood War, of course. And StarAtt is playing as the Protoss from SC2. Will he go into Stargate? That's the big question I am kind of focused on right now. He won't go for a double gate, so he will go into the gate cybernetics core wall, which is the very common opening here. So we don't see the double adept opening, which is something you see from PvP, but it could be insanely powerful in this matchup as well. I'm not 100% sure, maybe there's very easy defensive choices you have against this, but it looks strong on paper. Now, more interested I am in the tech choice that's gonna be utilized by StarAtt in just a moment, after that cybernetics core is gonna finish up. Got a probe coming here, getting a very nice scout. He sees the double gas. He sees the 3 hatcheries. This could be a Hydra bust. Oh, there's already the Hydra Den. That's so fast. Wow, 2-minute Hydra Den. Like, he doesn't have even 1 drone mine in there. And that's gonna be scouted as well. He doesn't even have, like, he never made a Ling, set of Lings or anything. Just goes over, he's gonna harass with a probe. He sees that it's an attempted Hydra bust. What is he gonna do? He has 1 adept. So he's gonna try and poke at his opponent. Do you need AoE against this? It's a very interesting thing I haven't really thought about myself, but Hydra busts, how do you defend as the StarCraft 2 Protoss? Cannons and batteries? Does that make sense? There's gonna be the adept now coming in, and he might get a lot of damage because there's, as I said, no set of Lings. We're gonna get a few Hydra's out now. We'll start to work on the adept, but already the first drone has fallen. One was made into a not a structure, but into a building to keep it safe. He still gets 2 probes. And where did the adept go? Okay, so it shaded out and didn't even lose any health. But this is the issue. The mass Hydra is on the march. Hydra range first here before speed. And we see pylons and batteries, and a stalker and a sentry. Is this enough sentries? I guess, yeah. Sentries make sense. He has a bunch of gates. 2 gates, 3 gates. You're gonna see him even go up to 4 gates on 2 bases, so he's gonna have a lot of production. He's gonna try to greet this outside. And he doesn't really need to hold this entrance, because if you come in, you're gonna get force fielded anyways. Ooh, he just doesn't want to lose these units. Now again, he's on the other side here, but this adept is getting caught by 1 Hydra there. He only kills 1 additional probe. I really like the idea though, just come in later. Now can he defend this Hydra push? The shield batteries are working overtime for now. He didn't lose any units yet, so pretty decent defense. Stalkers are okay to micro, they're not as clunky as the goons. And he has the force fields. Now finally he's starting to lose some units here, so finally we see some progress on Rumeith's side. Also breaks down the gateway, but more and more units being warped in here. I wonder how Zealots fare in this situation, even though they don't have speed. Maybe they're just tank enough. So we're gonna get a bunch of force fields again. This seems to be the answer though. A lot of force fields, just trying to cut off these Hydras and then slowly poke them down with the Stalkers. But there is the Cybernetics core fallen, so no more tech units, only Zealots as the warp-in function here. So what is he gonna make? He kind of needs to get any unit he can. So here's the Zealots, he has 300 money. Are you gonna warp in some Zealots? He just kills the army before. Okay, so that was not a good trade here at the tail end for Rumeith, who loses so many of the Hydras. He did not keep on reinforcing this. He's going into Hydra speed. And he's getting a creep colony to probably make a sunken. Luckily though, StarAtt is just clearing out overlords right now, so he's not immediately pushing across the map, so he has some time to accumulate a few forces, because if that army would be here before these are morphed, that already could have been a disastrous moment. So he pushes in, and maybe a little bit overzealous, loses 2 units immediately here. Sunken is ready. Sunken is going to do a lot of damage. And now we do see zealots without any charge, so I wonder, man, I wonder. 2 more adepts here after this. And 4 more stalkers. Are we gonna get blink here as well now? Seems though there was an opportunity for StarAtt, a small timing window which was unfortunately wasted. And Rumeith has managed to get a defense going with the sunken colony, which did immense damage, by the way. 40 against armor. That's 2-shotting a stalker without any shields. It's 4-shotting stalkers. That's crazy. So these hydras have speed now. They're actually very fast. 4.33. Let's have a look at the stalker. 4.13. So the hydras can close in on those stalkers. They're actually faster. And still no zealot charge. So all of these zealots... he turns around and snipes one of the hydras. I like that. And I'm not sure about these adepts. Like, why would you make them if you don't trade in? They're not going to be a good part of your army. Rumeith, by the way, managed to get up a sneaky base here in the bottom, so he's on 4 hatcheries operating. He's thrown down a 5th right now inside his main base to go up to 5 hatch production even, and he's getting into a lair. More zealots coming in, so he never got blink, and he just immediately went into charge. Charge out Archon is a very cheap composition. If he throws down a Templar Archives, there we go. He can easily make High Templars into charge slots, into Archons. Or he just says, alright, I want to go into Storm. Has the Robo on the way here. He's currently just gathering his forces back at home. Sitting a little bit defensive. He's going to clear out this Overlord. Oh yeah, you need to stay around for a little bit. You lost so many Stalkers. So he gets the Overlord. Additional gates coming up. We're going to look at 8 gates here, a Robo and a Templar Archives. I think he is just going for an Archon push. I don't think we're going to see Storm. Let's wait though. We're going to have some money now. And there he goes. It proves me wrong. Yeah, maybe you need Storm against this many Hydras. It's insane. 7 more on the way. That unit just looks so powerful. 80 HP. 4.3 speed. Explosive damage. Needle spines. 7.5 damage on 0.69 weapon speed. That's insane. 10 against armor. So they're actually pretty good against Stalkers. Stalkers is what they want to fight. So every 0.7 seconds they're gonna deal 10 damage to a Stalker. They have 1 armor though, so they only deal 9 damage. But that's crazy, man. Look at that mass already here. He's finally adding in a few links. Get some tanking, metabolic boost as well. That link speed coming up. And he could add in lurkers. I'm pretty sure he has the... Oh, the lurker aspect is not done yet. Only 10 seconds off. So that's gonna be the moment where he's gonna be pretty much unbreakable. Because I don't see any observers. Now, both armies are gonna just clash in the middle here. But this looks good for Rumeith right now. Oh, there's the observer. Okay, so we've got detection. But he needs to be careful because there's so many overlords around and they're all detectors. He sees those things morph though. So this is an opportunity. He's setting up a very big flank. He's kind of hiding a big part of his army. 1 High Templar throwing down a very nice Stormy. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Now the first part of the army is going to engage here. He needs to bring in the rest. He's going to warp in a bunch more units. Look at that. Look at how much he's setting up. He's playing this a little bit like a Zerg. I really like this. But he's waiting maybe a little bit too long. The Lurkers are set up now. Now we're going to go in here with the Zealots, but they eat so much damage from the Lurkers. The Hydras did pull back though. Needs to be careful. Don't storm your own Observer. He's kind of zoning from the army from the top of the ramp here. Whoa, that was some big storms at that end. Really well done here. He still has a few storms in the pocket here. Should probably throw down a couple there. on that ramp. This High Templar is so high on energy, by the way. He can throw down 2 storms himself. Oh, another big storm into those Hydras. He will lose a few of his own units there in that storm though, and shooting from the low ground always gives that missed chance, which we want to avoid so desperately. The lurker defense, it just didn't look like it was enough, but in the end, honestly, I think, I'm not sure if StarAtt can break through here. There's still a couple lurkers. And if at any point he can kind of come in and snipe these observers, that could break the game. One lurker at home here is gonna defend the space with the 2 Sunkens. Zealots can't really do much against that, because they have no detection, so they're gonna walk away again here. We're gonna see more Archons, I fathom. Just gonna make, yeah, Archons here right now. It has like 1 High Templar left. I think he might have used one which had a little bit more energy there. Which was using for Storm. Now, Archons are gonna make short work of the X. Now he's going up the ramp. Is this a clever choice though? I'm not sure. 1 Zealot got dropped into the abyss of Hydras there. He will be able to stay here on the ramp. He could recall. Remember, that's the thing you have as SC2 here. This army doesn't look like it can stand its ground against this armada of Zerg, even though the supply is actually in favor of our Protoss player. That's crazy. Oh, so he loses the Warp Prism, that means no more micro potential. These Archons are dishing out a ton of damage. But again, just walking into the Lurker Spines, I don't think that's where you want to go. Zealots coming from behind, but no vision on those Lurkers, so they can't do anything. The last Sorgus and the last Archons are getting sliced into halves by the Hydras here. Nice Lurker Egg block there. And we need to see more storms. That's why he's not making the Archons anymore. He was trying to overpower, only reinforcing with Archons in that fight. It just didn't work out. Now he is going to take a 3rd base. This will immediately be spotted by the Overlord. So if Rumeith can section off like a Lurker or a couple Hydras to try and go there and just do a little bit of damage to that base, be a little bit annoying during the fights, it could be all he needs to do. Yo, you're gone, brother. But he finds the Prism. Prism wants to run away. He gets the Overload, by the way, and then he picks up the Stalkers. That's kind of a cool maneuver. This army can always recall, but it can also just push into the base. We have a huge army here. Moving from Rumeith. Actually, it's not as big as I thought. It's 30 Hydras though, so I guess he has some more at home and stuff. And 6 look at that supply efficiency, it's crazy. Like 100 Zerg supply is so strong. Now, if he isn't at home though, it's not strong anymore. Zealots pushing in here. The Hydras are getting stormed. 1 Archon is being morphed. There's no Prism, it just comes in right now. A little bit of a base trade here. Hydras coming in where all the shield batteries are. A couple Zealots to warp it at home. I'm not sure about this choice. He's gonna try to make a High Templar and I guess just keep it at home and oh, you could overcharge. He could energy overcharge. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the energy overcharge. He needs to keep this one alive. He has 1 cannon, which is super funny. But yeah, I guess this High Templar does die before it gets overcharged. He could make 1 more, kind of the same thing in the main base. But he also can just recall. Just save his main base after he kills all of the Zerg buildings. Because it seems like these Hydras are not fast enough in killing this base for the Protoss, and we already see 3 High Templars here stacking up an energy, and overcharge was just used on them as well. So I think StarAtt is playing this very smart here right now. Meanwhile, Rumeith is trying to solidify a position down here, but he is again missing the Overlords. He didn't bring them here, so a little bit of a mistake, and he does not have the spawning pools, so he can't even morph those colonies. And that's another big mistake here for him. So he just made a lot of useless structures right now with a lot of money. And that might just be the last of it. He does only have 4 drones left somewhere on the map. And he didn't really try to push in further. So now we have the Storm come out here and greet this army. He just needs to wait until he tries to goes in there again. Because you can win on one base, you don't need anything more. He has still 17 probes. Oh, Templars. This last one was 1 point away from a storm. There's gonna be the recall on the big Protoss army. And it's coming in. Nice Guardian Shield here. No GG. Was just defeated. First map goes to StarAtt. Excuse me, the cold is really getting to me today. So StarAtt 1-0 against Rumeith here. And we're playing on Ruby Rock, by the way. Welcome to Ruby Rock, it is in the bottom right. Rumeith. And top left we've got StarAtt. So Rumeith's strategy didn't work last game, but he still chooses to go for the Brood War race here. And he goes for a very early pool. 12 pool. He cancelled the probe. I think everybody heard the sound, the squeaking sound of the egg dying, because that's how eggs sound when they die. Very disgusting. Gotta get a gateway on the low ground. This could be an issue. Let's wait and see. The Lynx are pretty strong. Remember, they have an attack speed bonus, but they do have a movement downside in comparison to the Lynx from S2. He would still be able to throw down a hatchery relatively fast here. He's gonna get the Lynx first, and then he makes the hatchery. 6 Lynx it is for now. Probe coming in. Gonna get a nice scout here. Sees everything. Fast pool. 12 drones. The 8 Lynx in the X, and he now has to decide. So he makes a second gateway. I think we're just gonna see. He even makes a zealot. He's gonna throw down a cyber core. He's gonna chrono boost the zealot. And once that zealot is out, then he even makes a second pylon, just to be safe. He can just throw down a shield battery, and he should be good. Then he makes a stalker or a sentry, and I don't think you can ever break this. Is he gonna make a second zealot? I don't think so. He didn't start it yet, so the chrono runs out. I hope this guy's in hold position. Is he even in the correct position? Okay, so Rumeith is just going for the gateways. Just hitting the ones. You should always hit the one without, which is still building, because they don't have armor while they build. Even though the shields don't have armor values as well attached to them, I think, so they take full damage. So he's making adepts now. He should start that upgrade. Oh, he's waiting for a Stargate, actually. That's very interesting, I think. Maybe he was just waiting for... Oh, he lets the Lynx in. So he has the adept, which can eventually kill all of them, but you don't want to lose too much before you can just get rid of all of them, right? So he gets finally that cybercore upgrade, the warp gate, and the adept is gonna be able to just overpower these Lynx. And I think next step, no bro, next step is gonna be a Nexus. So he throws down a Twilight Council, and he might just go for adept glaives. That's some nice probe drilling there. The adept comes in. It's gonna find the Lynx. Lynx are gonna find the adept. So he makes a bunch of adepts. He loses another probe. But he will keep these adepts hidden, kind of. I guess not, because the Overlord is there. Sees everything. And still no upgrade from the Twilight here. He has the money. He's going for charge, interestingly enough. So he loses one adept. Oh, almost. Wow. That was very close. He doesn't have anything in the wall. Like, he's playing this so risky. Unnecessarily. makes another 2 adepts while he could make 3. I'm really not sure on the choices here by StarAtt. But so far, he's kind of hanging on. He's bringing back the adepts he's sent across the map. It feels like Rumeith can just slowly grow while he just keeps on killing stuff. Because there's always a hold. Nothing in the way. Finally we see the Nexus, and now he gets into the area. Even though the links were already ready, they could have moved in. So he waits for the adepts to move out. I guess then he goes in. Gonna see a sentry though, and 1 adept finally being the gatekeeper here. Even the force field to be safe. And adepts are gonna try to find some counter damage. There's a sunken colony, there's the first Hydra already out. You see a bunch of links and even a wall evolution chamber block, so not much you can do. There's no drones here at the 3rd base, which should be a sigh of relief here for StarAtt, because that means that there's not that many drones. Even if he evacuated, which he did by the way, a few, well I guess he isn't even fully saturated on the natural base, so yeah. The adepts do get killed off though. Only 1 is surviving right now, and he does die as well. So we're looking at so little army supply here again, but the sentries are basically infinite powerful. Like, this is unbreakable with only links. Throwing down another hatchery, decides against it. He has the money, honestly. Needs to do something. He's going into Hydra speed now, and there we go, another hatchery. Different location though. Hits the Cybercore for a moment. I'm not really sure about this choice because there's 2 shield batteries here as well. They could always heal up the Cybercore, and he does get shot in by all of these 5 units. Now a forge on the way and the Templar Archives. That's what I wanted to see. It's up here. So again, going to Templar Archives really wants to get rid of those Hydras if they have a mass. And charge is already done, so interesting. He has no charge loss. Well, that's the first one. And that's some nice scouting. So he sees the lair is still halfway from completion, so don't need to worry about lurkers anytime soon. Now we see an actual evolution chamber. This is going to be for upgrades, probably missile attack. Could go for armor as well. I always like to tech upgrades more. But then, honestly, like sometimes it's so funny if you play PvZ and you go for armor upgrades and they don't realize it and they don't go for attack upgrades themselves. So your stalkers get unkillable. They don't die to links anymore, eventually. +3 armor stalkers against +0 attack links. They're like invincible. Super funny. So now we see a bunch of Charge Lords and 2 High Templars even behind that, so Rumeith should know what's up. He should know, hey, he got Storm on the way, or maybe even done already. Now a couple of Zealots pushing out to every side kind of to just get a little bit of a position going here, clearing out the links, maybe throw down a natural, but I think, sorry, a Nexus. But I think after seeing the army with the hallucination, he decides against it. Pretty good choice. Already see a few links coming across the map here. He decides to throw down a couple more gates first, even 3, and to fully wait for Storm before he goes actually and takes his Nexus out here. Come on, bro. Oh, okay, there we go. And yeah, Lurker is packed on the way. A lot of links running around the map. We also have a lot of Hydras. A lot of units here for Rumeith. 58 links, 21 Hydras. Should be starting to morph a few Lurkers very soon. Is the wall open? Yes, it is open. He's not going in though, very lucky. Let's see the engage of the big fight. Oh, he's actually just gonna turn around. I don't think he can really break anything here, so pretty good choice. That's a poor High Templar there. Expensive loss. Cybernetics core is gonna be broken down. We don't have another one on the way. But he doesn't really need anything from the Cybernetics core right now. He does make another one though. I guess sheer batteries is something you will always need. Eventually here or there. That pylon is awfully late. So he has no warping potential at that base right now. See the links come from the north here. Zealots are getting chased by those. And this is the more important moment. Can he hold this base? I don't think so. He's completely out of position. Easy cancel here. Even though the High Templars with Storm are here, they have gathered the energy. They didn't have the position, he didn't have anything to spot on the downside. No probe, no pylon, no zealot, nothing, no observer. So Rumeith has to feel great about this. Just gonna take his own 4th base. Let's make a few lurkers again. Hydras, links and lurkers, that's all you need sometimes. And he will go into that... Oh, he actually has, yeah, the Queen Sis of course, so he goes into the hive. He sees that link transfer to the north. It's a good tell, but the zealots do get caught and clean up. Now this area where the 4th was attempted to be taken, this is still probes long distance mining. It's gonna be ransacked, and the other 3rd position is also gonna get cleaned here. All of these probes long distance mining are dying. That's a lot of probes falling. So Rumeith is doing God's work here right now. He's looking very solid at home. He has a bunch of static D, he has a bunch of lurkers. He even has a spore colony to fight off observers. He has full saturation on 3 bases. He's looking really powerful right now. How could StarAtt potentially break that at all? So he's gonna decide to say, my idea is double expand. Nice force fields here in the end. So he keeps most of that alive. I want to say we even have a battle report, so he loses a few units here, not too many though. Against 60 links, definitely nice. Oops, that was the wrong button. He gets the links on the bottom side and maybe a nice storm here on the north, a couple of storms. Killing a lot of these links, oh yes. Still struggling to keep everything alive here. We do see links attacking both bases, but I think this one will be safe. The other one, can he save that as well? He's coming back with some units. I think he's gonna be fast enough. Charge shots are gonna be in range. It's gonna be very close, but yes, the Nexus is gonna stay alive. So all of the structures here are gonna be defended. What is this? Adrenaline. Oh god, 40%. Damn, it's not 20. It's like 40. Consume and plague. Oh god, we're going the full route here. There's the first Defiler, it looks so hilarious, like Super Weagle Master. Base number 5 here for Rumeith. Might want to just throw down a second one as well, just like double expand. He's making more and more hatches. And he's eating some links now. The consume is done. Could already use Dark Swarm, but there's a lot of zealots in the army, so nothing really to use it against. Sentries could miss, and Stalkers and Archons, but Archons still do splash. You can just storm on the Dark Swarm, so yeah, the Plague definitely way more powerful here. Costs 150 though, if I'm not mistaken. So he will come in now, and he could Plague the whole army. Where is the Defiler? Oh, he throws down the Dark Swarm. Not sure if I like that. Where's the Plague? This was the opportunity. Oh, it's not done yet, so he pushes in before Plague. He might have just realized that too late. And feedback is instantly gonna kill that poor Defiler there on the high energy. He does take out one base though, which is quite nice. Can he take out this other base as well? I think he can. It's so low on HP, and it does indeed die, so StarAtt loses both bases in the span of 1 minute here. And even though it was a very costly trade for a Zerg player, as you can see, and the resources lost. Oh my god, don't pull back the links, pull them back. You don't want to run, no. You don't want to walk with links into Zealot Archon ever, like, a wall of zealots. I mean, look at this. This is 23 zealots. You can have 70 links, and they were not gonna have a good time against that with 2 Archons behind. He cancels another base. This one Archon, can it stay alive here? Maybe getting back to the shield batteries is gonna be enough. The probes are gonna try to block this. And the Archon is gonna be invincible here, killing all of these links. Pretty nicely done. More links trying to reinforce, getting caught here in the middle of the map. Finally something with some bone here behind itself. Backbone. It's gonna be the lurkers coming in, but they don't have anything to tank for themselves. Oh, don't lose those High Templars though. Where is the observer? I don't see the observer. Where is the observer? We see more links stream in. Try to attack that base. A little bit unnecessary, I want to say. There's the observer coming in. A photon cannon is also being warped in. That should be enough to clear that. And finally we do see the plague. The StarAtt has a big army, but look at this. That's the last mineral patch in the main. He still has a little bit of income over here. And he needs to get this run in as soon as possible. Rumeith needs to take more bases. He's a little bit too slow for my taste in that. Another plague. Not sure on all of the zealots. Could have also plagued all of the High Templars. There's so many High Templars though. My god, he has so much storm stacked up. He can Stormfall. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy! That's some power. Protoss energy. Wow. He has so much storm. He still has so many High Templars here. Some of them even have still full HP. Or not HP, but the energy here. Still has 5 more. Still a lot of storm stacked up here. So much storm power. Wow. That was a crazy trade. If you look at the trades right now, it's almost 8,000 resources in favor of StarAtt here. That was a crazy push, but he only bought himself 1 expansion. He never got up more behind this. And now he's out of Storm. He's out of High Templars. He has a bunch of Archons, but they're gonna bleed out very soon against Hydras. He doesn't have a front line. There's only 3 Zealots. You can't call that the front line. And the backbone is 3 Stalkers. So, and then low energy High Templar. So there you go. He only remade Archons at home. Not sure if I like that choice. I wanted to see just already Templar stack up energy here. He's just warping in them now. I feel like this is a little bit late. So he can't really push on further, even though his army looks very strong on paper with a lot of blue balls. It still does not have... Oh, he walks into the range of the spore, so he loses 1 observer. And the other one is going to die to a Scourge, so now all of the units are actually invisible. That's a big issue. No Dark Archon, by the way. How are those guys looking at Storm? Yeah, just 2 more points of energy, so he could Storm the Hydras, come in now. Loses 1 High Templar there on the tail end. I want to Storm this, brother. He's going to turn around. Lurkers again, siege in that base, but he already made another Nexus, so he's going to long distance mine, I guess. Oh, he can't make a Dark Archon, what I'm talking about. Getting hung up a little bit. These Archons have so huge kills. So many links have died. Now High Templars with them auto attack killing Lurkers. That's what I wanted to see. That's why we need this mode. Oh, Hydra's pushing in here. Double Storm for the re-kills, but not too much dying. Moving out fast enough. Remember though, there's no active healing ability here for the SC Brute War Zerg. This only works for... This only works for SC2. Oh! So we got Storms here, but this is a huge army. Can StarAtt hold this off? A lot of... Actually, the top side is looking pretty decent here. A lot of damage going there on the Zerg army. And so far the Storms are just barely holding everything together. He did manage to get up another Nexus, so he is mining on 2 bases again. And this last remainders of mining over here. Double Forge, 3/3 upgrades. I completely missed that, but we have very, very good upgrades here for both players. +3 attack, +2 missile attack for our Zerg player, and 3/3 for the Protoss. Looking solid and strong. Oh, High Templar's getting caught by Lings. He does actually manage to defend himself with a couple of good storms and auto attacks there from the Templars. Very, very rare that you see that. Not even a single Templar dies. I like those feedbacks. Getting the high energy. They only have 80 HP. That's a nice... That's a very nice plague there. Look at all the red Archons. It doesn't really matter though. He's just pushing through. The Zerg just keeps on dying and dying and dying. He never really went anything like Ultralisks or Guardians. There's a lot of units you can still make. You don't have to be locked down on Lurker Hydra. And Ling. He's losing so many Lings. We have 500 Lings killed officially and only 10 Templars. That's actually really good unit retention. He had so many Templars at some point. And if you look at the Archons, it's also only 11, quote unquote. Only 11 is expensive. And 11 is a lot, but he did only lose 10 High Templars. And the rest was morphed into Archons before they died. So pretty good unit retention here. Look at that, 20 kill Executor here. These Archons doing God's work so far here for StarAtt, and he is just holding on, but he needs to think about a fifth base soon. He still has a lot of money to mine here, but maybe he wants to boost his income just a little bit more. Let's have a look at the gateway count. It's 10 gateways. He's just spamming out units from those gates. He's only playing this budget. Zealot and High Templar. The budget composition. Doesn't really make anything else. Only Zealots, High Templars and the occasional Observer. There we go. He's gonna throw it up another Nexus. And he's poking out more bases here from the Zerg. Rumeith kind of slept on the fact that he had the whole map for a very long time. And he could have easily already been mining on way more bases. Now he didn't go there, and now he has to pay the price because he has a lot of drones, but they have nowhere to go. Look at that, 19 out of 16. And I'm pretty sure we have even more up here, 20 out of 16 as well. So he's starting to lose some of those drones. Some nice storms here on these Hydras. Man, so many storms, it's just storms for days. It's kind of funny how he plays this like a Brute War Protoss. Just Zealot Storm. I guess the Brute War Protoss bring in the goons, like a group of goons or two. But you just reinforce with the Zealot and High Templar. And then you make them into Archons, and this is just so much damage. I think he's done it. StarAtt looking formidable here in this last game, potentially last game of the series. Yeah, GG's called, very well played here by StarAtt. Is gonna take that home, and we'll move on in the bracket. Hello MW, good to see you. You saw